Alright, what's up guys? So in today's video we're going to be doing a console Soldier 76 guide, and I want to start this off by saying I in no way, shape, or form think I'm the best player in the world, but I think I've gotten up there and I've learned a lot, and I think there's a lot of things that anybody kind of diamond or below could learn from this video. But anyways, this season I'm low masters, and then probably my best seasons were season 27 I peaked 39.44, and season 28 I peaked 39.94. It's been a while since I've been up there, but still in masters. Anyways, yeah, without further ado, let's hop into it. So we're gonna hop into the settings first. This video will probably be a little bit long. The tracer guide, I believe, was, I want to say like 25 minutes or, wait, no, tracer guide was shorter. That one was like 10 minutes. But since I've got a capture card and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna try and record more like this and talk over gameplay rather than doing a voiceover after I've already clipped the gameplay. It's just a lot easier, and I think better to do that stuff in real time. But anyways, I run 100 aim assist strength. I don't recommend turning aim assist strength down unless you really have like gotten up into the higher ranks and really want to just mess around with your sensitivity and settings and stuff. If you're, anywhere even masters and below, I would say keep this at 100. You're just gonna learn a lot better. It's gonna make your aim a lot better, and unless you're swapping to PC and wanting to play controller on it with no aim assist, there is no point to turn the value down. Keep it at 100. Aim assist window size is kind of what determines when your aim assist starts to kick in. So let's say this tracer here, right? If I'm moving at a constant rate, my aim assist will slow down and then it'll speed up again. So the window size is the point at which it starts to slow down, which at 20 is like right around this sort of area on tracer. So I run it at 20 because then it's not like it's taking effect all the way out here, and let's say I'm trying to shoot this tracer and then like Genji dashes across, then it's gonna pull my crosshair off of the tracer and I'm gonna miss some shots. Maybe she gets away, maybe she like wipes my team or something. I don't want that to happen, so I run it at 20, and I try and avoid stuff like that happening. I recommend turning it down from the default, which is 100. Turning it down, however, is based on personal preference, and I know plenty of people that run it at 100, so do whatever floats your boat. I run it at 20. Aim assist ease in, I run it at 25. I believe the default is 50. Aim assist ease in is essentially how fast your aim assist strength eases up or ticks up. So if I'm moving at like a constant rate, right, the aim assist will tick up and it'll hit a strong point right around here. If I have the aim assist ease in set at if I have the aim assist ease in set at 100, then it'll tick up at a constant rate of 1, like a value of 1 aim assist strength, until I'm all the way at the center of mass. The lower it is, the stickier it is, the faster your aim assist strength ticks up. The higher it is, the slower your aim assist strength ticks up, but it's more consistent. So if you're using my sensitivity, if you're using my settings, I don't recommend flicking. I don't flick on hardly anyone, even Widowmaker. I track all the way. I have my aim smoothing here turned down 2 points from the default, which is 100. I have it turned down slightly so that I can kind of flick from target to target, but I focus more on tracking. It usually ends up with more consistent accuracy, and I don't have those games where like I'm just missing my flicks and unlucky. I'm always pretty consistent, especially with weapon accuracy. So I'd recommend moving more towards tracking if your aim style isn't really working for you. Just really focus on like slowing that crosshair down. So like your main focus should just be clean track. Okay, that was awful. Main focus should really just be clean tracking. Like try and track them in a straight line. These training buffs are really good for that. kind of just work on slowing down your crosshair to their speed and then tracking at their exact speed. So anyways, I would recommend turning the aim smoothing down just a few values.
Tactical necessity.
Even if it's not the most in the world, it helps with, you know, let's say I need to turn and burn this tracer, right? Bam, fast. You can still react quite fast to things, but you still have that control, because it's not so much of a change to your sensitivity that it's impacting your like reaction time, or sorry, it's not enough of a change to your aim smoothing that it would be affecting your tracking or your consistent aim when you're on target. So I would recommend turning that down a little bit. Aim assist ease in, once again, as I was saying, if you want to stick to flicking, probably keep it at a higher value. But if you're wanting to move into tracking more, I would recommend turning this down. And Soldier is kind of a tracking hero, so vibration off. This is a personal preference. Also, keep all this stuff off. It's weird. But vibration, I have it off. You can have it on if it is better for you. I know plenty of people that have it both off and on. It doesn't really matter. It's based on personal preference. I find that my hand-eye coordination is better with it off, so that's why I do it. Aim technique, dual zone. Dual zone is probably the best tracking sense, especially when you're playing at varying ranges, like mid, sometimes even long range on Soldier, which shouldn't really be having that much because he has insane damage fall off. But I would not recommend running any of these other two because linear ramp is obviously all of these could be adapted for your personal playstyle, but typically linear ramp is best on heroes like Tracer, Genji, stuff like that, maybe even Sombra, close up heroes, and then exponential ramp is best on like flicking heroes if you flick, so like McCree, Widowmaker. I run it on one hero, and that's Pharah, because I tend to flick. I've turned down my aim smoothing on her a little bit. I might do a guide on her. I don't know. If you guys want settings for Pharah, let me know, but I don't really play her that much. But as an example, I run Expo ramp for her because I flick. But I don't run it on any other heroes, so I really don't recommend running it unless your style is to flick. Actually, there's my settings. Whatever. But anyways, stick to dual zone. It's pretty consistent. It's going to be probably the easiest, especially if you're in diamond or below, unless you've been using another aim style, and even then I would recommend probably swapping over, but it is the aim technique by default, so it's going to be the easiest to get used to, and really just focus on your game sense, because you don't want to be focusing on your aim a lot when you're in the lower ranks. It's not that much of a big deal. Your main concern is going to be your game sense, your positioning, where you are. So you just want a consistent aim or sensitivity that makes it so that you can hit your shots. It doesn't need to be the best sensitivity in the world. It doesn't need to be, you know, like make you a laser beam god once you've practiced like 200 hours on it. Like, you know, you can worry about that once you get up to the high rank. Most of getting through, you know, diamond and into masters and stuff like that is just basic game sense, basic positioning, and where you need to be, what you need to do based on given situations. This video is going to be broken up into 3 parts. This was the first one, sensitivity. The second one is going to be kind of objectives of the hero, what you are supposed to accomplish on Soldier. If any of you watch the Tracer guide, it'll be similar to that. And then for the third part, it's going to be like mechanics. So little mechanical things that you can do with Soldier, little sort of tips and tricks, if you will. Just little things to give you an edge that I kind of do all the time. And some of them are very situational, so that'll be in the end of the video. But the next part's probably going to be arguably the most important. Ignore that messed up rocket jump. But anyways, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Alright, what's up guys? So now we're going to move into the objectives part of Soldier. And you kind of have A and B objectives. So first of all, your goal is going to be to kill out of position players. So if there's, you know, anyone with a Rhine shield, let's say the enemy team's running like Rhine Zarya. They can't really protect other than maybe one out of position player with Zarya bubble. They can't really protect people that aren't behind the shield. So, you know, kill those people. That's kind of your job as soldier. Anybody that's out of position, just melt them. Try and work on getting combos together of like Helix and then finishing someone, or shooting and then Helix. Helix is a nice little round of burst damage, and then you can finish it off with your insanely good tracking that you'll have from the sensitivity that we went over. Or not, you know, whatever. But point being, try and work on those combos and stuff like that. So that's job A. And if you can't do job A, like let's say everybody's playing where they should be, nobody's playing out of position, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pressure the tanks. Also, excuse my awful handwriting. I can't write with a mouse at all. But anyways, your second objective is gonna be to pressure tanks. This kind of means, you know, just pump all of your damage into their shields. You know, just try and pressure the heck out of the tanks until they back off, or until they have to play a corner, or until they have to play reserved. Because even if you're not getting picks, what you're doing by pressuring the tanks like crazy and dumping all of your damage into them is making it so that they can't play aggressive, meaning their DPS will not get enabled. So you're kind of setting your tanks up to be able to play more aggressive and maybe make the difference. You might yourself not be wiping their entire team, but your Rhine might be, or something like that, you know? So if you can't do A, do B. But that's kind of your job. You're kind of a, you know, traditional soldier or lineman. Like, you don't really flank, you don't really off angle all that much. You can, which is kind of what we're gonna go over in maybe part 3 a little bit of the video. But you know, for the most part, you're kind of just sitting behind a tank and pummeling them with damage. Or if you can get high ground, which is definitely what you should do. I'm gonna even write this as a little sort of like, let me use the dark blue. I'm gonna write this as a C, I guess, but this is really one of the most important things that I see a lot of low rank soldiers. They might be doing A and B. Like, you know, you could be doing A and B. That's good. But if you're not doing C, then it can really impact your gameplay and make it really hard for you to climb. And if you are doing C, then you're likely something's wrong over here. But these three are probably the biggest things. So C is get high ground. I cannot stress this enough. Getting high ground is very important. A lot of players in the lower ranks will not use high ground at all on soldier. Soldier is very important for like, high ground usage is very important for him. That's really just, even if you don't have the best aim in the world, having the high ground is going to make you hit more shots. It's going to make you harder to hit. It's going to make you harder to get to, so that the enemy team has to invest more resources. Like, they'll have to swap to a dive hero or something, or a tank will have to take an off angle or take a different route to get to you. Usually the team comp of the enemy team might even have to switch up. Maybe the heroes they're not as good at, whatever. But getting high ground is very, very, very important. You know, any map that you can get high ground, get it. I would even go so far as to say, do not use tack visor. Like, there's obviously going to be situations where you can get a good visor off without high ground, but traditionally you're going to want high ground, because it means you can look over, let's say they have a Rhine or Orisa or Sigma or whatever, you can look over that shield and then still get shots onto targets with visor and stuff. So high ground, uber important. Always try and prioritize having that. But yeah, A, just for a little recap, A, kill out of position players, B, pressure tanks, and in pressuring the tanks, you know, even if there's not out of position players, like let's say you break a shield and you're just pumping damage into their Orisa or their Rhine or whatever, you're still going to be building ult charge, and building visor is very important. Always try and work on building your visor. If you can't get kills, try and pump damage in and just get damage output so that you can build visor, because visor can carry team fights. But with that, and then C is to, you know, get high ground, which we just went over. So I'll see you guys in part 3. Final part of the video, we're just gonna go over little mechanical tricks. This probably shouldn't last too long, but the combo for Tracer. So like, let's say you're fighting a Tracer, right? And she makes the mistake of getting too close to you, because as Tracers will often do, it's a lot easier for them to hit their shots when they're point blank or right up close, you know? They obviously can do damage from somewhat mid-range to an extent, but like, they're gonna do a lot more damage, and they can get in those one clips when they're right up on you. So if a Tracer makes the mistake of getting too close to you within like melee range, you can Helix and then melee her to one-shot her. It'll do a little bit of damage to you, but it'll burst combo her, and she won't be able to react. So if a Tracer ever gets within your melee range, just Helix and then melee. And that's what it looks like slow. This is what it looks like fast, and she can't react. So that's kind of the little thing for Tracer. It also works on Baby D.Va. This is probably a little bit longer than it should take, but here, I'll demonstrate that.
You feel that?
Put her over there. And then demech her.
We're all soldiers now.
Okay. It works for D.Va too, because D.Va's 150 HP. So, yeah, anybody that's 150 HP, it's gonna work on. I don't believe it works on Widowmaker. Also, I don't know why you would ever be that close to a Widowmaker, but, you know, just in case. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. So it only works on Tracer and Baby D.Va. It's really only useful for Tracer, but Tracers sometimes in the lower ranks will make the mistake. They even make the mistake in, like, Masters, where they'll get too close to a soldier. Just punish them for it, kill them. It'll get you a man up, and, you know, could change the course of a team fight. In addition, we're gonna go into we're gonna go into Temple of Anubis. And there we go. Alright. So, the other little mechanical things are kind of just game sense based and stuff. Some of you may know that you can rocket jump, and that's just by shooting, and there's no way to show it slow, unfortunately, but that's just by shooting the ground and then jumping at the same time, kind of, like, directly after the rocket hits the ground, because the rockets themselves will keep you a little bit. If you add a jump to that, it's kind of like a super jump, and you can super jump up to places that you usually wouldn't be able to get up to. A good example is also, if you're running back from spawn, it'll make you go faster. You'll get back faster. But, anyways, obviously, I can't go through every single individual map and show you guys all the Helix jump spots. I mean, I could in another video. If you guys want that, let me know. But, I'll just give you, like, an example here. So, Temple of Anubis, a lot of soldiers don't know that, obviously, you can get up here just by jumping on this bot's chest, and then jumping here, and then jumping around this pole. And you can practice this in a skirmish or whatever until you get it down. But, basically, you get up here, right? And this is, like, a good enough position. You can kind of spam choke. You can kind of see them over there. But a better position, usually, is if you rocket jump up to here, and then you're all the way back. And they have to either, to get up here, they either have to have a Widow that will, like, take you out from there, somewhere over there, and, like, sniper duel you or whatever. In which case, you can just kind of, you know, zone out and make her do nothing, or, I don't know, or you could drop down and then kind of play the pillars and stuff. But, let's say you're up here, right? You know, you have a very good sight line to pump down damage. It's high ground. The enemy team has to invest a dive tank to get up to you. This is what I was kind of talking about earlier. Like, high ground just makes... It changes the game so much, and it makes it so much easier for you, because unless they have a hit scan that can take you out just by aiming and hitting their shots, to get to you, they're going to have a monkey dive you, or have a D.Va dive you, or, like, play Genji and dive you, in which case, you just run down to your team. And then you're safe. And they're fucked. So, yeah. You're all good. Just, you know, keep that in mind. Anyways, The other thing that I want to show was, for tack visor, you can actually animation cancel that with your biofield. So biofield, obviously, it heals you, it keeps you up, it keeps you sustained. Tack visor, when you use tack visor, you can sometimes have issues with, oh, the team tries to dive you, or everybody focuses you because obviously you're an immense threat to the enemy team. So, what you can do is you can animation cancel visor with your biofield. So what you're going to do is you're going to place biofield, and then you're going to instantly tap Y. So you're just going to instantly ult. And it looks like this. And then it's animation canceled. And you get, you don't have to go through the full animation of placing down biofield. I did it a little bit slow. You can do it faster. But, yeah, there's not much mechanical stuff for Soldier. Really, the main thing I would say is just go into skirmish, go onto those, and I'm going to encourage this in every single video that I do on, like, guides and stuff. I always have. Go into skirmish and find those spots, find those routes, find those high ground positions for Soldier. You know, just always look for little spots like, oh, I can get up here. Didn't know that. Ooh, I can also get up here. That's crazy, you know? Like, just, because there's so many spots like this. If you just go into skirmish and be like, I don't know a good high ground position for, let's say, Ike Evolved. I'm gonna go around and just, you know, maybe turn Helix rocket jump to, like, or whatever, to, like, 0 seconds. And I'm just gonna mess around and I'm gonna find all the good positions. Like, you can find so many good high ground positions, find so many places that you can get so much more value than usual. And it's really gonna just make you a better player. And it'll give you that edge up. Soldiers, primarily game sense, that's why there's really only like 3 mechanical things. Then that's Helix jump. Whoops, I messed it up. Helix, rocket jump, the animation cancel attack visor, and then the burst combo for things like Tracer. Most of it's just game sense, getting that high ground, and then doing those A and B earlier in the video. As always, if you have any questions, let me know, or DM me on Instagram, which will be on the screen now. I'll link all of this information as well below. But DM me on my Instagram. If you have any questions about sensitivity, need help with your sensitivity, my sensitivity isn't working, you need help, you need me to look over some of your gameplay, something like that, kind of anything, just let me know. And then in the comments section, let me know if I could do anything better. I can also answer questions there. But, yeah, as for that, I hope the video helped. I hope somebody learned something. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.